This is an example of good texting, and this is a bad example. What is the difference between this beautiful masterpiece right here and this vomit-inducing line of dialogue? There's a way that attractive guys text differently than the average everyday Joe. And I'm going to show you how to use these concepts to improve your text game. With that being said, let's get into the video. There are 6 things that attractive men do differently over text than average guys. In this video, I'm going to show you that today. Number 1, you'd rather be single than to date a girl that is not your perfect ideal. Firstly, you have to love being single. And you have to love it so much, it would take a fucking incredible girl to tie you down. Why do you need a girlfriend? Why do you need sex? Enjoy the single life while you still have it. Number 2, you're picky not just on looks, but on personality as well. A lot of guys try to take a limited mindset, lack of abundance mindset towards women. And you have to understand, if you had all the options in the world, you wouldn't be acting the way you do towards women. You wouldn't be so thirsty towards sex, towards relationships. You'd be more on your heels. When you're texting a girl, it's a two-way street. You're also deciding if you want to hang out with her. Figure out what it is personality-wise you want in a girl. Based on her personality and her attractiveness, you might decide to just have a girl as a one-night stand, as a fuck buddy, as a friend, or she's really fucking perfect, either as a main girl, or you go into a monogamous relationship with her. Number 3, you are cocky and confident. However, it is also not forceful. It is just a statement of fact that you are sexy, that you are smart, that you are talented. Or you say it in a joking way, in a joking tone. Most men don't understand their value, and if you understand yours, women will eat it up. Number 4, the girl they're texting isn't the center of their universe. If you're considered attractive by women, you have a lot of options. A lot of girls are fighting to date you. A lot of girls are fighting to take you out. So are you going to be on her all the time? Are you going to be chasing her? Are you going to get angry when she doesn't text you back? To be fair, you're more likely to forget that she didn't text you at all, because you have so many girls in your DMs, in your messages, that are reaching out to you, trying to talk to you. Because a guy like this has a lot going on for himself, either purpose-wise, friendship-wise, dating-wise. Their texts variate. Sometimes they could text fast. Sometimes it could take them a day to get back to the girl. Number 5, leaving more room for the girl to chase. They don't leave as many conversational hooks as you do, where a girl asks you a question and instead of just flatly responding to it, you ask a follow-up question to keep her engaged and keep her in the conversation, instead of letting her fight for it. They also text with brevity. They aren't overdoing their text. They don't give off the idea that they're rambling via text. Make her question if you like her or not. Find that balance. Number 6, they risk offending to be charismatic. They have options, so they don't care if they offend somebody. They're going to be their authentic selves with whoever they talk to. And if a girl doesn't like it, cool, next. They're not afraid to call a girl out for weirdness or mishaps. Playfully, by the way, it's playfully. Now that we understand that, what does this mean for you? Now, to be fair, you're not in a place yet to be turning down girls. You probably don't have as many options as the attractive guy yet. So we want to play it differently than this guy. So we're going to utilize this to optimize your results. Firstly, this goes without saying, but practice makes perfect. What I will do sometimes is just go on dating apps, not to meet up with girls, but just to text. And I'll try new stuff out. Maybe I'll try severing rapport slightly. Maybe I'll try a new text thread or joke. And over time, I build my repertoire. There are 3 phases to text from, but before getting into that, there's some things you're going to have to know. There's a scale that you're texting from, and on one end of it is boring, and the other end is severing rapport. Both are bad. Severing rapport is where you piss her off, you hurt her ego, and boring is as it sounds. No girl likes a boring guy. And then right in the middle is a sweet spot. You are playfully breaking rapport. The next thing you know is that you need to either get her onto Instagram or Snapchat. Phone number is a last resort. You are losing out on so many different fucking variables. And if you watch my videos consistently and you're still not doing this, fuck you. Now, the 3 different phases you text from are great, good, and bleh. The first one, if it's going great, it is completely fucking on. Well, in this case, you're actually playing not to lose. You want to let her chase, you want to add brevity, you want to take on the tenet of ABC. Always be closing. And let her invest and chase. The more she invests, the more she chases, the more she's going to like you. Now, if you're picking her up from a cold approach scenario, and you say to yourself, none of the girls that are texting you like you or giving you on energy where they really like you, which should be picked up through the frequency of texts. How much does she text? Is she investing? If she's not investing, if she's not texting, she's very brief, and she takes a long time in responding, she's not that into you. That just means you need to work on your cold approach pickup, on your charisma, your masculinity. You're not the product yet that a girl wants, so we have to improve the product. Phase number 2, it's going good. Now, you're not getting lengthy texts, you're not getting the girl into you, and there's a vibe if you asked her out, she might ghost you. If this is the case, now you're playing to win. This is where a lot more of the mindsets from the cool guy are going to come into place. Now, firstly, mindset matters a lot. If you're super out of it, if you're in your head, you're more likely to text dumb shit. So try to text when you're in a good headspace. As you're texting her, you want to do what I call playing the character. You're going to be playing the character that I mentioned above. How would you treat a best friend, but with sexual intent? If you had a friend that was really close to you, where you'd be playful, tease them, do you think the best friend versus the principal, are you talking and texting them like you would the principal? Or somebody that you have no boundaries, no social dilemmas, no fear of reprisal? How would you text that person? Don't be afraid to call her out for certain texts. Don't always respond to messages that don't need responding to. Give it a little bit of space. Throw out less conversational anchors. Find the balance between boring and severing rapport. The area for most girls is going to be different. And learning a girl's individual sensitivity, if a girl's high in sensitivity, you don't have to push it so hard into severing rapport. And if the girl is very low in sensitivity, where she can take a joke where she's offensive herself, you can go more into severing rapport. But every girl has their own mixture, and you got to figure it out for yourself. This is where practicing comes into play. Be very cocky via text. Believe in yourself, even to the point to where you're playfully misinterpreting things she says as her trying to hit on you and chase you. Now, since you're going to be playing not to lose, you're going to risk losing a lot of interactions. This is a Hail Mary pass. So I'm going to give you my texting checklist. We've all been there where we send a dumb text and then we reread it over and we're pissed off at ourselves. I've been there too many times to count. So firstly, read it aloud. Something else you can do is if you're emotionally attached to the outcome of the text, set it aside for half an hour, write something down, set it aside, pick it back up and reread it again half an hour to an hour later, where you're emotionally more calm and relaxed and capable of actually seeing the text. A lot of you guys get too emotionally attached and then you guys start sending dumb shit. It's never when you're feeling confident with a girl you send dumb shit. So just sit down for a second, put it away, pick it back up in half an hour, and reread it. You could even write down 20 different things you could respond to with the text, and then out of those 20 things you write down, choosing the best, and there you go. I'll also check the text for brevity of speech, playfulness. Is there another way I could have said the same idea? Then I'll ask myself, is this text too boring? Or am I even severing rapport? Is this a text a girl can misread? Now you want to be checking for dumb stuff. Let me give you a quick list. Now the final phase is bleh. Basically, you are texting, you sometimes don't get a response. Generally speaking, you want to pick this up sooner rather than later. Because if you continue to chase and chase and chase, and it just dies and dies and dies, the chance of you being able to re-spark something with her later drops to the floor. Now, this is what I call the slow play. If you are somebody who's listening to me and taking my advice, you're going to add her on either Instagram or Snapchat, and you're going to slowly play it over time. Post up cool stuff, cool videos of you, cool photos of you that make you look handsome, that are tested. And see if she's looking at the videos. See if she's liking the posts. If she's liking the posts and she's liking the stories, chances are she wants to talk to you. And sometimes some of these things are just timing. And you might need time for her to maybe get to know you through the online status of your profile and for her to get familiar and comfortable with you. And maybe it's also a timing thing where maybe she's talking to another guy, maybe she's talking to a lot of other gentlemen, or maybe at the moment you're just not her type. And maybe your value raises over time because you're doing what I tell you to do in these videos. And now all of a sudden she likes you because over the past year you've been working on yourself. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And make sure to like the video If you're somebody that regularly comes back to the channel, it helps me out quite a bit. And if you guys want coaching, you can text me up at 702-841-9909. And with that being said, peace.
Too much, you fucking capping G. You bitch, you quick to rap about the shit you know you'll never be. You